thing I see woman say all done. I say, oh, but I feel nothing.
You understand?
Yeah, seriously, and this is not an exaggeration, people. So all those videos that we see on TV where they're shoving the whole needle inside their hand like they want to go through the bone, they're looking for oil. No, forget that. It's not like that. So don't take that shit, please. Yeah. So we could open the line. I had a jump out and I bet I'd be in San Fernando for 9:30.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. This is one of those weeks.
So, guys, you can call us at 3420081, 4665391. And caller, good morning.
Hi, morning, Bruce. Morning, Dominic.
Morning, Jenny.
I compliment for this season again to all listeners of 91.9 to them and their family. Dominic, you would have mentioned that the protective service would have been hard hit with COVID. I also want to tell you the cook takers and food service workers have also been badly hit by COVID-19. Only found out yesterday we lost another one of our colleagues, and her family didn't even know she had died until they went and checked in Cora Hospital. So it is real, and my colleagues have fallen victims of that. Not anything they would have done anyway, but because of the environment they work in, because they work in the hospital. So, I wouldn't call the name, but condolences to the family, and they who listen would know. When you spoke about potholes, Dominic, is ironic because my sister called me from the States. She was going to a doctor's appointment, so she had time on her hands. So we were speaking, and then I heard her like, what the hell is this? What's that? So I was like, what happened here? She girl, one big pothole in the road. I said, you're showing us in Trinidad? She said, no, there's a pothole up here too, So that just confirmed what you were saying. And finally, before I go, I would like to appeal to all those conference or delegate members. Please do not go to this unconstitutional and illegal conference this morning. Do not show up, please. We have word that Watson Solomon wants to have a man from Watson who is going to be retired in January, prison pre-retirement. So he wants that man to be appointed in that position. Up until last night, it came to our attention that the first vice president was calling persons, conference members, to tell them when they come to the meeting this morning that they must, instead of a by-election, must go for appointment, and they want to appoint this person from Watson, who again I said is on pre-retirement. Though that information came to me, it is yet to be confirmed, but I'm telling conference members, please do not show up to that, because if that has to go to court, you will be implicated because you took part in a process, mainly saying you agree what was on the agenda to talk about. So please stay away and let us treat with this after when the AG would have gotten a response from the court, and then we will move from there. So thank you all again for the opportunity, and be blessed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Caller, good morning.
Gentlemen, good morning.
Morning.
And let me just send Christmas greetings to everyone listening, right? Dominic,
Yes,
I've
sir.
always said that you're very insightful, and I would not criticize you because I believe that you are really trying to make a difference, and Bruce, you all are trying to make a difference.
Yes.
And I know sometimes I say some stuff, and a lot of people will not grab it because it is a very different way of thinking. I listened to some of the comments that you were making, Dominic, earlier on. And I do think that you need to be able to enhance the perspective that you have. Would you allow me to share that with you? And can I be brutally frank with you?
Feel free.
Okay. You see, I will never say anything bad about my people because my people have been tried and tested. And we continue to pass the test in spite of all the adversities that they put up against us. But let me go to the heart of something that you were talking about. And I understand that those people on that side of the Colony Bridge, they know very little about their country, as you put it. I agree with you. But don't miss this point. If you go over the Colony Bridge and into all those communities that you see have all of those lower standard of living, in truth and in fact, that may be so. It is probably so. But when you go on Monroe Road and Kearney Savannah Road, and I know these areas in them like the back of my hand, I'm telling you, the kind of development that you see there compared to the kind of development that has taken place where our wonderful people in Belmont, Laventille and everything, which is much closer to the city area, there is no comparison. Every single property on Monroe Road and on Kearney Savannah Road, and if you go down in Faizabad, every one of them, upstairs the people living up there, and downstairs is some kind of business or something. Now, if we were to check and see who would have had greater access over a period of time to those properties, you would realize that the people in Belmont and Laventille and Mova, right, all wonderful people, they would have had access to their own property and their locations a whole lot more. So here is what is going on. The people in Belmont and Laventille and all of these places is black people, and there seems to be a systemic approach to undermine Daki from being entitled to property ownership. Nobody who is in the right place and space with the authority to do it is seeking to empower Daki in that case. So here's what's going to happen. You and I know that property ownership is one of the key avenues to development. And I keep saying already, you know, Belmont, they tell you go to school, grow up, pay attention, get a job, get married and have your children and buy a piece of property and pay off for it. If you look at Belmont, the people who are from Belmont, our people, they have done that and it's right in the city center. And Belmont is freehold property. Here is what. There was a bank in Belmont. You know who makes the decision at the bank? The privileged class. Historically, is a certain set of people is the privileged class. But you know what? Woodbrook is leasehold, run by government. But Woodbrook is doing a whole lot better than Belmont is. They removed the bank as though the people in Woodbrook, as though the people in Belmont don't even have an ATM card that they need to put in an ATM to get in money. So how in heaven's name could freehold property in the city center be more valuable, be less valuable than leasehold property that is also government run? Because we say government doesn't run nothing properly. But because there is a certain kind of lighter is more righter, this is what is going on with Woodbrook. And I'm saying to you, let us understand now that one set of the population, they have not been empowered specifically, right? While another set of the population with less time in authority is more highly empowered. And I don't want to necessarily get into what is the semantics as to why it is the African might not be aspiring or taking advantage of whatever the situation and circumstances. It is quite clear. And the last thing I want to say is this. A certain set of people in corporate up here offered people in Port of Spain and environs an opportunity for them to be transformed like how they feel the people should be transformed. And it seems to me because the people questioned it, that is the 2020 vision. It seems to me because the people questioned it and because who wanted to carry out what they wanted to carry out, because they didn't get to do it, it's almost as though they're punishing the people by saying, here is what. We was given only an opportunity to get this, and all they didn't want it. Or they had they give some opposition. So until all you're ready to take what we want to give all you, then to hell with all you. So the boy who was 5 years old, 15 years ago, is now 20 years old. He grew up in a community where he had seen no economic development. The man who was 15 years old in 2005, he grew up in a community for the last 15 years old. He's now 30. He has seen no economic development. How do you expect people who have been undermined in that kind of way simply because they put up a bit of a research or something. How do you expect them to think and feel about what's going on with them? You think they're going to be able to transform the way in which the people don't currently be transformed? Tell me, that's not going to happen. All right?
Yes, sir.
You want to respond to what I said?
I will just briefly, and then I think this is a topic that we can explore more fully on another day. But I will keep it in mind. But if only
so let's make it clear. Let me establish this. The people of Belmont, Mova, Laventil, Beta, wherever they are from, all of these people just want an opportunity of a certain kind. Not necessarily shove it down the throat or whatever. The people want a certain kind of opportunity. And I keep saying, if we do not have a simple, what you call, enforcement of basic law and order, all the other communities that do well, there is an expectation that basic law and order is going to prevail. You see, for example, Valsain does well because there's an expectation from the time you start to do anything funny inside the day, right, basic law and order obtains. And all the people in authority got to do for their particular constituency is to promote that, and that will allow for the lifting of the people's mentality. If you're living in a state of dis-ease, which is spelled disease, you are not going to wake up every morning and think about how you're going to elevate yourself to the next level, because you're going to be on the fence. You're not going to be thinking about moving forward. You're on the fence. But if you're living in a state of ease every day when you wake up in the morning, and you are going to be able to think about how you're going to elevate yourself and your family, right? Our people are very special people, and we keep pulling the wagon straight for everybody else to get better, down to dog getting a better way, because our people have been doing the justice fight. I don't want to take up your time. I hope I've said stuff that makes sense.
Yes.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you. And if I would just respond quickly with respect to about where he spoke about development for Laventil and environs and so on. Mr. Manning would have attempted, we know, East Port of Spain Development Corporation, or whatever it is that they call it, to improve the lots of the people in that area. And what happened? When they had the consultations to meet with the people so the people could present their perspective and contribute, hardly anybody showed up to these consultations, right? Now the government has a development agenda, and they want to be inclusive and they want to encourage the people. But if it is that the people, when the opportunity presents itself for you to have a say, you don't show up, the government can't force you to show up, right? And therefore, whoever shows up and puts in their input, the government will go with. But at the end of the day, they cannot wait indefinitely for you to decide when you want to come and have your say, because there's a timeline that they're working with.
Yeah. We
saw how that panned out when Mr. Manning articulated as part of Vision 2020 what was supposed to happen with respect to East Port of Spain, where they wanted to tear down those old apartment buildings and put up new buildings. UNC and them come and say, hey, don't take them on. They only want to do that so that they could give it to the 1%. Big shot on them. They will tell all they're moving all out temporarily to bring all back, but don't take that chain up. Because when they build all them, you feel they're going to spend all them millions to build high-rise to put all there. That's too good for all your Ramesh and them tell them what? Don't take nothing less than $1 million for your apartment. Never mind the fact that you're owing rent for 20, 30 years. You're supposed to be paying $100 a month. You probably pay for the first 6 months, and then after that you stop because you realize that the NHA back then was delinquent in collecting rent. Right? So you're owing a ton of money to the HGC or the NHA, and they're telling you take nothing less than $1 million. All right. That fell by the wayside. Dr. Rowley came last and he talked about it again, right? And he said he wants to continue that. What happened? You had the Douglaya politics come with a whole report and read out and say, hey, look, so, and this is what they want to do, and they want to take all your land and do whatever them. They want to give it to the 1%. It's a long time now they want Laventil, they want the sea view, and they find that too good for all and all kind of thing. And what? People take chain up. Nah, a businessman on the main road, $30-something million for his property, and nothing less than that. right? So he called it he don't know valuation. I want 30-something million for my property and so on. And this is the problem. You had to work with the government, and these things you always have consultations taking place. But as I said, if you don't show up to the consultation because you find it's not worth your time, and then when a decision is made, you're taking chain up from people who are anti-government and anti-PN and coming to tell you, well, this is a 1% agenda, and the 1% want to come in and take your land and go bother with them, and they tell you they will move you and bring you back, and that's just a ruse. Then what is the government to do? So efforts are being made. We are seeing development in these areas, and the point I was making, Bruce, is that a lot of people only see when their perspective of Laventille is what they see from the meter, when they look up on the highway and what they look up. But there is another side of Laventille. When you come from Lady Young and you drive all around there and you see and you go inside these areas by the police station and all, it has some houses inside there, Bruce, will blow your mind. But we don't see that aspect, that side of Laventille is not promoted enough. So all we see is the few wooden houses up on the hill that looking like a shanty town, all of them together. That is all that we see. We don't see the other side. We wouldn't take the opportunity to go into, because we've been bred to believe that, all of Laventille is the same. So no matter what part, whether it's Laventille East or Laventille West, wherever, anywhere Laventille that you go, you're likely to get shot, which is not the case. Yes, there are areas in Laventille that are that way, that you need to, if you're brave and you go inside there where they know you're taking a chance. But there are other areas, Bruce, that are very peaceful, very nice, well developed, have nice properties inside there. But for some reason, we don't ever showcase that side of it. Only the negative side. So the whole of Laventille East, Mova, and Laventille West got stigmatized as being this place with abject poverty and crime and nothing good. So this is why people would tell you, if you put down Laventille as your address, you're not likely to get a job and this and that and the other. Because the people who are doing these assessments have been led to believe that all of Laventille is bad. And that is not the case. I have been inside it because I have co-workers who live inside it and are doing exceptionally well. I have a colleague, she lives upstairs, and downstairs she has 2 apartments that she's renting out. And she's doing very well in Laventille. And there are many more people like that. But the people who enjoy these things, they need to come and say, listen, what they tell us, no, live about Laventille, that's not the case, That's what that is their narrative, but that is not what is inside. And maybe some of these media houses, instead of only publishing foolish stories on the Sunday Express, should take the time to go inside there and do a special interest story and show the rest of Trinidad and Tobago exactly what the other side of Laventille is about. But he raised a good issue, which I'll probably discuss another day when I have time.
All right, cool. Let's see. Who's out there? Caller, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Bruce. You hear me?
Yeah, hearing you.
Yeah, my brother Dominic, you couldn't say it better this morning. I am so proud of you as usual, Dominic. Right?
Thank you.
There are people in this country, we only see the negative and we highlight the negative. Let me tell you something. All races have negative attributes, For example, people will argue that in the East Indian community sometimes they have problems where a majority of people who've been held in this country for crime of such as white collar crime and so on. A majority of time when they hear these things on the radio, it could be attributed to East Indian. But you don't hear people come out and making this kind of thing, this overall statement that they are the worst or anything. But some of us African people, we always tend to look at the negative and try to broadwash like all of us like that, like the whole of Laventille bad and all of this. You understand, Bruce?
Yeah.
Diego Martin, so much of development going on in Diego Martin, but you'll never hear nobody come out and say that so much of development going on in Arima, right? But everything is about Laventille, and bringing down your people, right? And the people of the area have to have the mindset that they want better. The government cannot force nothing on you. You have to decide which part I live in is not to be a gutter. I'm not going to hang out clothes all over the place. I'm not going to blast loud music and all of these things. You have to want that, and just like the what is going on right now with the new thing what the government wants to roll out for the vaccine, a lot of people all over talking about such as surplus boys, the mark of the beast and all them kind of things. You have to want that change within yourself, right? So brothers are having a good program. I love to know and listening. Brothers have a good day. Well said again, Dominic. Thank you, brothers.
Thank you. Caller, good morning.
Morning, Mike.
Morning.
Dominic, love you
Yes,
even
sir.
more. So let me see if I can add something, because that caller take a while. So let me see if I can add something. And let me see. Right now we have disinformation is greater than the truth. That is what's going on in our society. So to that gentleman who called us now, to try to make it look like the government, because that way you go in, you know, the government is not seen about black people at Monroe Road. So let me tell you about Monroe Road. I know a man, Dominic, tell him I grew up in the market, coming in the market with a van, selling orange and banana. And I growing up, I go and get my license, I start to drive a little truck by solo and pull up in Monroe Road, the first sandwich shop in Monroe Road. Yeah, I tell you, the only sandwich shop on Monroe Road, as you swing off the highway and you swing, you meet a man on Monroe Road, a Muslim fella. And today, that sandwich shop is no more because he died. His son turned the place into a wrecker. He has a wrecker and about 3 wreckers. And everybody on the side who had a little sandwich shop, a lady come back from Canada years ago, everything is now business. We came to Port of Spain. And Lennox Smith and Hazel Smith said to them, don't move according to you. Take $1 million for the property, but you're owing how much? $1,000. Is that the government fault that you didn't make your community get better? No, and I tell them, hey, we're going on a man, give me a walk one time. I go in Monroe Road. I no cell phone. Pull up by a sandwich place. The man jump out my car. Go on, what they call them, pay phone. He ain't coming out the car. Make the call on the pay phone. A car pull up next to him. Jump in. Make a block come back. Pick him up $50, you know. So he driving, coming down the highway. You know what I went for? I said, no. You know what I went for? I said, no. He raised up his jersey. Monroe Road went for a kilo of cocaine. You know what I'm saying to you guys? Monroe Road. Same community you're talking about. And you know which community that coming in, right? So we come back over the highway. Time to pay me my $50. I can't find the man for my $50. I don't want to make noise in front of the house to let everybody know what I went for. Then he rush out the payment. You know where that same brother end up? In a planning in Lavantil. I ain't talking about a man of my race. End up in a planning in Lavantil, under house arrest and try climb out the window and fall on and dead.
Wow.
You understand my point, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Lavantil, Monroe Road, drugs. It didn't help my community. And that is where we are today, my brother. It has nothing to do with the government. It has to do with the people who live in those communities. If you're owing, how you will get $1 million for the property? And here we're going on. The same people who tell you don't move. When the government started bringing you across the Caribbean Bridge, they said no. The same people, when the government started going to move out some of these people and carry them across the Caribbean Bridge, they said no. So you know we end up in Arima and Grandy. These same people over here across the Caribbean Bridge, because if you come down, they tell themselves they're going to lose some of their votes and lose some of their community, and they bring in the crime in their area. But who's selling the drugs to create the crime in your area? So until we, as black people, stop buying the same stuff from Monroe Road or across the Caribbean Bridge to come to town to sell my uncle and nieces that still have them living in a car park for 40 years. And a car park, some of we living for 40 years, we living in a car park because of what? The same thing from Monroe Road. You understand? And we had a man before that called Dolce. So people, black people, all they wake up. It's up to us to change our community and change the environment in where we live in. And I tell them, if you look on here in Lavantil, in my lifetime, I used to stand up to get a taxi in the night, Clark and Batu. You ain't getting 50 cents per taxi, you ain't getting a taxi after 7. And I could have stand up under the flyover till 11 o'clock in the night. And on top of the hill was IWER, not Nilamasi, Datsun, Toyota. All them houses up there, we used to get boxes that used to come in motor cars, and that is what built them house. Today when you pass, if you're not seeing concrete houses on that same hill, so it has changed. Some has changed for the good, some has changed because of the drugs that they're selling, but it has changed. Has it changed for the better? That's a different question. Enjoy, lady.
Thank you, sir. And I would endorse Bruce when he said that it's up to us soon. Again, at the end of the day, stop telling your children to get government work, and that is security for life, because you get this work, you're sure you're getting paid every month, and then you retire and you get a pension and you're good to go. Stop telling your children that. If that was the mindset that was fed to you, you need to change it. The fact of the matter is that if wealth, if you didn't come from a family of wealth, then a family of wealth must come from you. It's up to you. We will hear stories about back in the 70s when the 1%ers and them was doing whatever to develop. They were now developing themselves to get where they are today. We hear about our people working on the port and only studying wine, woman, and song, right? That's where the money was going. You want to have 5 and 6 women and your children all over the place, and you're not providing for them. And today they are reaping the results of that. Whose fault is that? We hear stories about how back in the day when our people were owning land in Port of Spain, and when they pass it on to the progeny, the heirs, what they do, they sell it for a wine and a dime so that they could get money to buy a motor car. That is why we are where we are today. Whose fault is that? If you didn't train them about the benefits of having land and owning land, what you could do from that. So you know what the 1% do? They bought the buildings in Port of Spain. They bought the land and they put up buildings such that today they could rent it to the government and whoever else and make money. Who fault is that they now on the land that your forefathers had owned, and you take it and sell it for next to nothing for a few dollars? So as I like to say, a little bit of plenty money. So you get 100,000 and tell yourself that is plenty money. And the man who buy it from you know that is not plenty money because he know the amount of money you make from it. Today, his generations. So that is why when I meet clients or the 1% ilk, who will tell me they have money for 10 and 15 generations, but they will buy insurance so that they could have an additional 15 generations of money from insurance and 15 from what it is that they would have earned, right? But my people tell me, I ain't buying no insurance and leave no money for no next man to spend when I did. That is the mindset. That is why. So whose fault is that? The government? No, that is your mindset. And that is what you pass on to your children. When they reach 18, my job done. Go and get work. And the same way my parents done nothing for me, and I struggled and I made it, you could do the same thing. But you know what the 1% saying? My family must never struggle. None of my generation must struggle. If they don't want to work, fine. I have enough money that they could go on the yacht whole day and smoke weed and do what it is they want, and they could travel and see the world and whatever, no problems. Whatever vehicle they want the 18 years old and they want a Range Rover to drive to school in Form 6, I could get them that. They want a Mercedes, I could get them that because I working hard to make sure that they're good for the rest of their life and their children and their children. What is our legacy? Work hard when you reach, go to school, get your education. Well, I can't pay for you to go to university. So you will have to put yourself to university, use GATE, work hard, and then you could boast, yes, I work hard, and this is why I have what I have. As if something is wrong with leaving a legacy. Whose fault is that? Don't blame the government. Blame yourself. Go ahead, Bruce.
Caller, good morning.
Good morning to Bruce and Dominic.
Morning.
Calling from Ari Village Branch Road, Princestown.
Welcome.
Yes, sir.
Merry Christmas and a healthy and loving 2022 to you and Dominic, and also Sharon Felix.
And to you.
And the Titans of Democracy crew. Right. Gentlemen, you all would know that there are a lot of people in Trinbago who will see have big houses bigger than a hospital. Big vehicles, big business, and the kind of thing that they would be doing to get that money. African people would not take that chance, brothers. You know that some of the Africans might take a chance and they would be caught. But these people have big business, a wealth of money.
Yeah.
And they got it through fraud, through skullduggery. That is one. Two, I know 2 African young fellas, they had nice land, brother. When I tell you nice land, best land. You know what the both of them sold it for? Just to buy a car. Just to buy a car, And those land wasn't to say was in the forest. It's on the main road where vehicles is passing. One of them, an African man, asked him to buy it. This man spent years in America. This man has money like that. He blanked the African man. He sold it to the Indian guy for small change, as I say, just to buy a car, the both of them. So, brother, that is so sad. But I will say, some Africans are clever, but some again, they are just being guided the wrong way. But I don't want to take plenty of your time, brothers. One love. Have a nice day.
You too, my friend. Take care.
You too. Thank you.
Caller, good morning.
Morning, Dominic and Bruce.
Morning, morning.
Morning.
Dominic and Bruce, I born and grew. I didn't born in a hospital. I born in Laventille. They used to call it 5th Street. Now it's named Thomasine Street. And I was the first female DJ in Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean. That is in history. And I'm from Laventille. I live in Arima now, but I'm born in Laventille. Not even in the hospital I born. Laventille itself. So if you want to come out something good, it doesn't matter where it's born. It's you have to know what you want from inside. Okay?
True.
Yes. Yes.
So, guys, you can call us up 342-0081466, 5391. Those are the numbers to call. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Dominic and Bruce.
Morning, Central. Morning.
Central. Morning.
Yeah, what's going on, boy, Dominic?
Hi, real good, bro.
Happy holidays, man, to you and Bruce.
Thank you, man. Same to you.
Yeah, Dominic, you like to talk about England and America, but what about the infrastructure of England and America compared to Trinidad? What about governance? In England and America, you hear the politicians there's be interfering with independent institutions and intercepting police lists and all them kind of things. You don't hear them thing. What about collusion with contractors and bribes and kickback? You don't hear these things? Look, you're talking about Dr. Rowley wearing on a coat and a stethoscope. Dominic, under all circumstances, the buck stops with the government. Buck stops with Dr. Rowley. Anything happens in the country, the PNM who is in charge, they're going to get blamed. You only hear Mr. Sinanan talking about 300 or more million going to fix pothole in the country. That is taxpayers' money. What you're thinking on the money? Take the money and fix the road. Anyway, you go in this country is bad road, front road, major road, side road. Look down in my area. It have a bridge about a week now. It collapsed. Down in Chase Village Day. The government decide to fix the bridge for the people, dividing communities, making you go all around in traffic-infested roads and all kind of things when you could have used a back road as a cutout. The bridge was showing signs of collapsing a long time now. The government never do anything about it. And it's not a regional corporation road, it's a major road. Central government. So the buck stops for the government. And Dominic, I hear you saying that the protests they had recently in the Savannah, that Kamala is not the Prime Minister. Kamala is still not the Prime Minister, but after that protest, he realized the PDP took over Tobago and the PNM was unceremoniously voted out 14-1. Have a good day.
Right. Central, you ever went to the United States, Central? You ever went to the UK? You know why the health sector and the healthcare system in the United States is good as it is? Well, fairly. Because you, as a citizen, you have to pay, Central. Notwithstanding the fact that you pay taxes. You see, in America, you can't say as a citizen, I pay in tax. So I'm supposed to get this and I'm supposed to get that. No, sir. In the US, the law says that you must have a health insurance. And if you don't have a health insurance plan, you could be penalized for it, right? Obamacare, there was something called the mandate, the individual mandate, Central, that required you must have health insurance. But in Trinidad, you're only paying $431 a year in health surcharge and expect to get the best health care in the world, right? In the US, you have to pay for that, my friend. You call for an ambulance, you get sick. In Trinidad, here you call for ambulance, the ambulance come and pick you up and they take you to the hospital. What it cost you? $0.00 because you're paying $431 a year in health surcharge. You know what in the United States? $2,500, my friend. And if you had that money, crapo smoke your pipe.
$2,500
you know
USA?
Yes, you know how many people have lying down in bed in hospital now in the United States worried because they know when they come out there, there's a hefty bill coming on the chest, you know. There's not in Trinidad here, you lie down in the hospital for 2-3 months and you get in medication and when you're done, you go home and you're good. In the United States, when you leave, you have a bill coming to you, $600,000, $800,000, and you're paying tax. You're a taxpayer in the US and you're entitled to this and entitled to that, you know, my friend. No. In the US, they have money to fix the roads. You know why? Because the people paying property tax. They're not griping on the government trying to kill me with tax. They're paying their property tax. And if you don't pay it, you could be owing $100. They will come and take your blasted house and sell it for $100. In Trinidad here, government is a tyrant. Rowley is a tyrant. He's a megalomaniac and he this and that. Because in the US, the people pay their money. That is the difference there. In the US, the private sector does what it is that they have to do. You understand? So in the US, they could print money. That is why Joe Biden could get $1.9 trillion now to fix road and build bridges and all of these things for the poor infrastructure in the United States. They could print money. Our government doesn't have that facility. So they need to get the money from where? Taxes. If it is that the oil revenue is not coming and the government's revenue base so is eroded, where you want them to get the money from? When they take money from the Heritage and Stabilization Fund to do it, or they have a problem. Oh, they're raiding the HSF fund. They're raiding it. When they want to borrow the money to do it, or they're complaining that they're setting up the debt to GDP ratio. What the hell all they want the government to do? They want Dr. Rowley to wave a magic wand and make money? That is what you're not understanding. Kamala had the money. Why she didn't do it? Why? Rowley built how much hospital? Arima, Point 14, Sandy Brandy is under construction. The new wing in Port of Spain, Roxborough Hospital. How much Kamala built? One. And she had all that bloody money. Why she didn't build it? If she had built those hospitals, then Rowley wouldn't have to be finding money now to build it. But you're limited income and only want the best of everything in the world, but don't want to pay any more taxes. All you're complaining, no property tax, no this tax, no that tax, everything. Don't want to contribute to nothing, but the government must find the money. Well, I would love to hear from you all what the government should do and where they should get the money from. That would be very great. Instead of complaining all the time, tell them where to get it now. Tell them. Look, Bruce, what's that? I'm under pressure this morning.
We're going to the ads. We will be right back.
Yeah, well, I come to teach all about Parang and South. Let me explain it. Well, Christmas morning, I call in my friends. Say, bring your instrument, and yes, they gather all of them. We making a plan. Who we hitting first, and what song we singing, and who doing the verse, cause that is Parang, Parang, Parang. Yeah, where I come from. Parang, Parang. Well, that is Parang, Parang, Parang. We drinks in the hand. Parang, Parang. Yeah, man. Well, on to the next house. I'm feeling nice. You have to leave the paper glass, but you can take the ice. We singing one more song, because we don't stick. And well, we shake the neighbor gate with pure Parang music. Well, that is Parang, Parang, Parang. Hey, where I come from. Parang, Parang. Baloteco gang. Parang, Parang. Instruments in we have. Parang, Parang. We hitting the 10th house. It's Parang with pace, but something smelling awfully nauseous in the people place. When I turn around to the man on the base, I notice he have dog mess on his shoes and his shoelace. But that is Parang, Parang, Parang. Hey, where we come from? Parang, Parang. That is Parang, Parang, Parang. Want to understand? Parang, Parang. Yeah, man. House number 20. Can't remember first. I cannot hear the G-sharp cause the quattro string it pulls. Everybody real tight. I kick in the ground. When the Marak man he fall down in the drain and nearly drown. Well, that is Parang, Parang, Parang. Yeah, where we come from. Parang, Parang. Is man and woman. Parang, Parang. We drinks and we have Parang, Parang. Yeah.
Memorial Limited, number 63 Eastern Main Road, Laventille. Internationally accredited funeral directors and embalmers, a full-service funeral home serving families of Trinidad and Tobago and internationally since 1945. At Simpson's Memorial Limited, we serve with dignity in assisting families in honoring the memory of their loved ones. Our services include professional funeral and pre-planning, burials and cremation, custom-built and imported caskets, conference and cremation trains, cemetery management, limousines, mourners cars, grief counseling, web streaming of funerals, fully air-conditioned chapel with live musical accompaniment, full global shipping and receiving of loved ones. We specialize in facial restorations. Call us anytime, day or night, at 623-8688. That number again is 623-8688. Simpsons Memorial Limited. Superior service, always with excellence.
Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring.
Merry Christmas, Dad. You finally reached. Give the old man a hug. And I bought the one thing you love most at Christmas time. Angostura 1919? You know me well. But that's not really what I love the most. It's actually sharing a drink with my only son. Cheers.
Bring the joy to that special someone with a gift that keeps on sipping. Angostura, 7-year-old, 1919, 1824, and 1787 are all excellent choices. Bring the joy with Angostura. You are the gift. Wear a mask. Keep a safe distance. And enjoy responsibly.
From the studio to the stage, every Friday between 3 to 4 p.m. Right here on the street, 919 FM. Radio you can see. Log on to our Facebook and YouTube so you can see live interviews and performances from some of our very own local superstars. Right here on the street, 919 FM.
From the moment you first crossed eyes.
It's a girl.
To their very first bowl of cereal. Open wide. Going into parenthood means nourishing your little one to reach their fullest potential. With Nestum Nature's Selections infant cereals, give 30% more whole grain with 15 vitamins and minerals, including iron, all with no added sugar. Nature's Selection. Give your baby the best. Nestum, from 6 months onwards.
This Christmas, the deals are at East Side Plaza, located at number 32 Charlotte Street in Port of Spain. It's a sale on everything at all stores at East Side Plaza this Christmas. Opening hours are from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Everything from foodstuff, lunches, pottery, African wear, Christmas gift items, tailor services, hair salon services, and so much more. Everything meets everything. Head into Port of Spain and check out East Side Plaza at number 32 Charlotte Street.
Police, good day. Officer Best Price here. Johnny Q Auto Parts Division? Yes, sir. I'm here to investigate an assault on batteries. Excuse me, sir? Is it true? You have batteries selling for $488? Yes. Power Master, Optima, Vata, and Megastar batteries. So I can buy a battery for $488? Yes, sir. For cars, trucks, and boats. Backed and distributed by Massey Automotive. Which part? Right here at Johnny Q Hardware and Auto Parts Division, 15 Arabita Avenue, Woodbrook. And our new Johnny Q Superstore, located at Lowlands Mall off Claude Noel Highway in Tobago. You could call 60 Tools. Alright, thanks boss. Nah man. Granny, do you have $488 to lend, man?
Turn your lights down low and listen listen to the Master's Radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly of number 399 Eastern Main Road, Waiko Sangre Grande, is pleased to present Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson and guest. Sundays, Tuesdays, and Friday night, Sunday Ministry of Worship, Children Hour, and the Word from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation from 9 p.m. and Friday night, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. all night prayer for our nation. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit with us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org or on Facebook. Email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated at Church of the Firstborn Assembly, account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank.
Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
This is the Street 919 FM COVID-19 updates. In case you missed it, the latest COVID positive cases in TNT as of December 20th, 2021 stands at new positive cases 451, total active cases 15,610, total recovered patients 67,651, total positive cases for COVID-19 as of March 2020 to present 85,873. Follow the Ministry of Health COVID-19 protocols. Wear your mask, sanitize, social distance, and avoid gatherings. A message from the Street 919 FM.
The Street 91.9 FM brings you today's tips to improve your financial literacy. Improving your financial literacy is a never-ending endeavor that needs to be prioritized. As you work on improving your financial literacy, it's important to continue your momentum. Here are your tips. Pay attention to your fees. Understanding the fee structure and the amount you have been paying on a monthly or even annual basis in regards to fees associated with financial services is extremely important. Account service fees, annual financial planning service fees, investment account management fees, you name it. If you haven't reviewed and audited your fees yet, I recommend that you sit down and make this a priority. That was your financial tip brought to you by the Street 91.9 FM.
Ho, ho, ho. Happy holidays from the Street 919 FM. Ho, ho, ho.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Yo, this is your boy Ziggy Rankin, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
ERX. Bongo S again. So you feel like a dance, right? Yeah, I'm dancing. All the dancers. Watch me.
So welcome back on the inside. Just a bit of information for you. The iconic drink Campari continues to make its presence felt, this time with its Easy For We brand communication. Across radio, social media, and print, the brand is sharing its signature Campari Grapefruit Easy Mix, which consists of 1 part grapefruit Campari and 3 parts grapefruit soda, with the help of Jamaican dancehall artist Idonia. Welcome the Christmas holidays this year with quality and attractive furniture from Stylus Furniture Limited. Our 2 locations, 51 Rushwood Street, San Fernando, and 101 Cragnish Village in Princestown. Select from a wide range of contemporary furniture to enhance your homes. Now open on Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can call today at 652-2542. Season's greetings to all our customers and friends from Stylus Furniture Limited. Stylus Furniture Limited, for the style in you. Tobago, it's the merriest time of the year again. It's Christmas at Lowlands Mall. Lowlands Mall is Tobago's number one shopping and entertainment center for Christmas 2021. This is a Christmas week, and there's something special for every shopper from every store at Lowlands. Also, check out the delicious menus from the food court at Lowlands Mall. Tobago's only enclosed air-conditioned shopping center with extensive secure parking. Merry Christmas to all of Tobago from Lowlands Mall. Christmas is almost here, and your IWER purchases are going a long way towards assisting those in need. At Value Optical Be the Difference promotion, you save 20% on your purchase, and part of your savings goes to a special charity. So give the gift of sight this Christmas at Value Optical. Don't forget to also use your vision plan on your insurance before the year's out. Just another way you can save at Value Optical. Expert eye care. For all your hardware, building materials, auto parts, small tool rentals, pets and pet supplies, gravel and sand now available. Don't forget PowerMaster, Optima, Varta and Megastar batteries starting from $488. And it's all at Johnny Q, number 15 Arpita Avenue, Woodbrook, and our new Johnny Q Superstore in Lowlands Mall, Tobago, off Claude Noel Highway. Just call 63-TOOLS. Join Dr. Livette right here on the Street 909 FM every Friday afternoon from 5:05 p.m. to 5:35 p.m. for your dose of health and wellness in a program that's sure to change your life. Popular for promoting Livette rather than diet, Dr. Livette has transformed a number of lives nationwide. Tune in and also learn about the U-Juice to build your immunities and promote overall great health. Dr. Livette is on the Street 909 FM every Friday from 5:05 p.m. to 5:35 p.m. It's time that you live. For more information, you can call 638-9437. Tune into the Street 909 FM every Thursday from 10:05 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. for the program Straight and Narrow, The Way of Life. The Health Store being brought to you by Mrs. Arlene Collins Muhammad. For more information, check us out on Facebook or Instagram at Straight and Narrow, or visit our website at www.opulence.com/Arlene for Life. You can also call or WhatsApp us at 309-4697 or 620-9379. Tune into the Street 919 FM every Sunday at 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. from January 2022 for the resumption of the radio ministry, The Way, the Truth, the Life. Radio ministry with Pastor Kelvin Harry Narayan. So once again, welcome on the inside. Dominic?
Sir, I'll jump out in 5 minutes, sir, but yes. let me just complete with this for central edification, right?
No problem.
The United States has a population of almost 335 million people, okay? Right? So there are plenty people to tax. The UK has a population of probably 68 million people. You know what I mean? There are plenty people to tax. Trinidad and Tobago, not so much. According to Valley, not so much. Right? Less than 1 million people. The majority of whom are reluctant to pay any new taxes. Well, let me just edify Central, right? So I lecture in estate planning. And the course that we do is administered by the American College. So a lot of the information we have is the realities of what takes place in the United States. So aside from the United States where you have to pay PAYE, pay as you earn, right? Income tax. You also have, in some states, they have sales taxes as well, similar to VAT. But in the US, you also have a series of other taxes that we don't have here, all right? You have property tax, which you all are so against. $81 a month, all you find is too much money to pay to strengthen title to your property. But you will go down the road, right? In the bar, you'll go by the Chinese restaurant and shut in, punch in, right? And cold water and spend about $100, right? You'll go down by the grocery and pick up your liquors, your sours, as they say. Some of you spending more than $81 every 2 days buying cigarettes. You have no problem with that. Taking that amount of money to fund your vices that will land you in the hospital, and the government had to find money to take care of you. But you don't want to pay $81 a month in property tax, and you find that is too much and it is oppressive. Well, in the United States, it's plenty more money than that you have to pay for property tax. In fact, when I went up the other day, I was speaking to when I went to Bank of America, and I was talking to the manager, and somebody had asked me to find out what is the property tax rate in Florida, and she was telling me it depends. It varies depending on the size of your property, the square footage of your property, the value of your property. So there's a number of things. So it's not everybody, it is not equitable that everybody paying the same thing, right? But not only that, in the United States, unlike Trinidad, when you die, they tax your estate. The highest rate is 40%. So if it is that you were very successful in your life and you acquired a lot of property, and you don't avail yourself of all the different avenues that the government has for you to transfer that property prior to death, okay? Your estate will have to pay taxes as high as 40% of the value of your property. When you die, central, that money goes to the state. You have federal estate tax, and then you have state debt taxes. So you're paying to the federal government in Washington, and then whichever state that you're living in, you also have to pay taxes there too, my friend. So some people could see the value of their estate that they work so hard for all their life to transfer to their family when they die, cut in half. Yes, in the United States, that is how it works, sir. That is why the U.S. government has money to provide all of these things, because they tax their citizens hell hard. But you don't hear anybody complaining about the U.S. president is a dictator and the U.S. president is a tyrant and so on. You know why? Because these taxes have existed since time immemorial. They transcend administrations. So president come, president go, these taxes are there. Look, Joe Biden now is trying to put things in place so that he can tax the rich more. Money, tax them plenty more. Tax. Well, they don't like to pay tax. So what is the tax you all have in Trinidad? PAYE? VAT. Wealth. What are the taxes you have? And you pay stamp duty when you buy property. Okay? Other than that, what else? But all you're griping here, and always talking about the US and the US. Well, go to the United States now, and then you will see what tax is. Then you will understand what tax is, and that is why they have the money. And even so, the infrastructure is still not great. Bruce, when I went to Florida the other day, one of my colleagues who I was with, she has some stores in Trinidad, so she decided to go to the wholesale district in downtown Miami. Bruce said, look, I talk in downtown Miami looking like some shanty town or something. I could not believe this was Miami. Bruce, every corner is police, you know. If you see police cars, say, but what kind of ghetto I find myself in here, right? And every minute you only see police car and ambulances shooting here, shooting there. I say, look, let me get out of here. Yeah. It was really terrible. So when we like to paint this picture that everything's so great outside and it's only Trinidad and it's only Trinidad, I draw your attention, Central. 17.5% VAT in Barbados, just across the pond. 12.5% here. Who reduced it to 12.5% was Keith Rowley. So when all they want to talk about VAT and take VAT off of food and they're oppressing the people, they took it off of all of the basic food items. When you go to the grocery central, do you buy maraschino cherries and portobello mushrooms and caviar and all of these things? No, you don't, right? And so when it is that you are advocating that should take VAT off of all food items, the same 1% all you're always griping about these people who eat all of these things. Yeah, that is to their benefit. So the next time you go to the showroom, well, I don't know if you ever bought a showroom car, but do the maths. 15% on a car that costs $400,000 as opposed to 12.5% VAT. That 2.5%, work it out and see how much you're saving. The next time that you go to the hardware that you want to buy galvanized or blocks because you want to put up an extra room or you want to do some renovations on your house, all the different hardware materials under Kamla was 15% VAT, is 12.5% under Keep Rowley now. Do the math, 2.5% and see how much thousands of dollars that you're saving Central, and everything else that have VAT, clothes and everything else that draws VAT, do the math and work it out and see if Kamala was in power, how much you would have been paying. That 2.5% makes a hell of a lot of difference, but apparently some of the figures only food items have VAT on it. Yeah? So if it is that all they do like the 12.5, as I always tell you, when you go to the hardware or you go to the car dealership or wherever it is, to buy something that is VATable, tell them I don't want to pay 12.5 because Rowley's reduce it to 12.5 and I do like Rowley. Let me pay 15. You feel like when I say that? No, but you wouldn't credit him for that fact. Come January, you could now contribute up to $60,000 to your annuity, your personal pension plan, and you get a tax write-off of 25% of that. Under Kamala, what was it? How much it was? Let's keep probably that increase your personal allowance from 60,000 under Kamala to 84,000. So the average citizen who paying taxes paying $6,000 less in taxes now under Keith Rowley than they were paying under Kamala. You know what you could do with that 6,000? A hell of a lot. I could tell you. You could get 2 or 3 round trips to Miami. I could tell you that, right? $6,000 is a lot for people who complaining that they're suffering and hardship and whatnot. So all of these things, I like to say Rowley this and Rowley that dictator and Rowley for the pressuring people. Two sets of taxes that Rowley reduced for people that under Kamala you all are paying more. So when I like to talk about the PNM tax. Yeah. Check all yourself, right? Check all yourself. Well, you can spread that narrative and listen to Douglas politics and hear him talk that at a janja. But there are people out here who know the truth, and we will ensure that the people know. All right? Bruce, I say I had to jump out somewhere. Now we type for your parent and so on. So if you want to more call, I will listen on my way to South.
Yes, my brother. You have a safe journey.
Thank you.
I will give you a call later in the week when things will cool up, probably even weekend.
Right.
Because as far as I'm concerned, I have 1 more week number.
Right. Yes. But remember, weekend I'll be in another jurisdiction. Right.
Yeah, I don't know that. Don't worry, I'll call you. We share all the best and everything, and we gotta talk about that in the in Truist. We gotta talk about that this week. I don't remember. We gotta talk about that because I like my things now, so we go talk.
No problem.
All right, my brother.
That's what.
Bottle knocking like a thingy. It's bottle knocking like I say it's bottle knocking like pingy licky ping. I say the pingy licky ping. I say the pingy licky ping. Never giving season is yeah, it is yeah. So bring out the sorrel cause it's time to share. This song that's so around let's make me so happy. Feel the love and joy in the air. Whole year was no harm, no black hair. Please walk until your back spray. One chakren or pastel is whole year I've been waiting. Even my Spanish friend down the road already know it's the code. Only shouting Feliz Navidad, cause you know it's Christmas time. I just want to run with you. Forget to worry. You get true. It's bottle knocking like licky. Bottle knocking like licky. It's bottle knocking like licky. Right now I'm feeling a little bit got a call from me neighbor. This girl named Samantha. She want me come over for a parang like my she later. I still have to make the ham. I know boiling the sorrel. And if I don't paint the gallery, I know the wifey go quarrel. By the time tell them.
So guys,
Christmas morning, bam, bam, bam.
you know how we do at this time every morning.
Christmas morning. But your grandmother give me a notice.
But let me give you a little heads up.
Telling me to get out she place. She don't want a trace. So
from tomorrow, I'm going to have a little competition for you guys. Yes. You're going to call in. I'm going to play a piece of a song. Right? We can do this two ways. I'll play a piece of a song, and you will call in and tell me the name of the song or the name of the artist that sing the song. Right? It will be a parang, obviously.
You won't treat me like a boo. See them children outside playing.
No, I will not say who win it. On the day, I will just take your information.
Christmas loving in the
and then we'll be announcing on Friday who won. I'm going to speak to Sharon. I'm going to speak to Dominic.
Come drink a rum, you have pork, I like that. You have ham, I want that.
You will win $300 to put towards, whatever going on, whatever you have to do again.
I can't take it no more. Wait, baby, let me explain.
And this is sponsored by one of our listeners in New York. So you'll get all that information when I put it together today. Tomorrow when I come, I will give you all the information. Talk to Sharon later, talk to Dominic. Because we have a lot of giveaways this week before Christmas, and this is just one of them. So you gotta get yourself ready.
Now this Christmas morning, you want treat me like a boo. See them children outside.
Street 919 FM, this is your Titans of Democracy. At this point is where we give you the sweet parang music to get you going through the day.
Christmas morning, Christmas loving in the air. It's Christmas morning. Explicit, boy. It's Christmas. Merry Christmas. Never. Oh, you know we them going. I saw them pulling and talking in the grocery. The bill high. I'm not going through that this year. Going in the grocery and watching my bill. Lord, the sky high. It's more mouth to feed if a woman come in. Nah, I can't provide. If that is the scene, you're watching my things. Nah, high and by. I know them woman looking for money, but this Christmas I'm moving wise. November month and come a looking off everybody. When I collect my pay, I do I hear no sad story. I'm buying my things, I'm stocking my drinks. Don't worry. You see the season, me and them girl, hey, guys are different story. I don't want no relationship for the Christmas. I single. Who vex loss, I gon' make my own breakfast. I don't want no relationship for the Christmas. Keep your lunch, I gon' make my own. What? I'm cooking it.
Christmas feeling is love everywhere. Workers having a Christmas time while you leaving your stress behind. Party at will, party until we work so hard. It's time for we to get on back. Spin me wrong in this dark party. Spin me wrong, spin me wrong. Spin me wrong in the Christmas party. Spin me wrong. Spin me left and right, spin me wrong all night, hold me round me waist, real joy in the place, spin me wrong in this style party, spin me wrong, spin me wrong in the Christmas party, spin me wrong, you and your boss disagree, but Christmas bring joy for you and for me. Christmas going, change all that. We go take a drink, sip and chat, party at will, party until we work so hard. It's time for me to get on back.
DJ Bruce Wayne.
Sylvan, bro. Me neighbor Sylvan, the head of the parent band, passed by me to discuss parent strategies. There and then I know these days he eating down low that I couldn't understand. I had to ask him this question: Sylvan, how you eating your food this Christmas? Eating under the table. Sylvan, how you eating your food this Christmas? Eating under the table. He eating it pork under the with a knife and fork under the turkey from New York. He don't care if the people talk. Yeah, ah boy, hungry, the tapper. He said that he wife, know that is part of his life. While she on the chair, he eating down there. Don't talk about kalaloo, dumpling, crab and cuckoo. He don't make nothing waste. Don't they have a sweeter taste? Sylvan, how you eating your food this Christmas? Eating under the table. Sylvan, how you eating your food this Christmas? Eating under the table. When he pass by Joe, eating day. When he pass by Faith, eating day. Cup, paper or plate, eating day. Cleaning the dance slate. Meanwhile, Margie and Albert. I call up Boy Blue, then I call up George Kayaku, just to see if what I'm hearing is true. But like Sylvan mad, oh he head bad. This Christmas man go shame. Like Sylvan losing his brain. Sylvan, how you eating your food this Christmas? Eating under the table. Sylvan, how you eating your food this Christmas? Oh my God. Eating under the table.
Hey boys, where's the fire? Fire!
She want me to 25, she says she's a virgin, Lord God. She want me to I tell she the police, so give me case. She want me to she want me to get her to she base, Lord. She want me to chicka-tinga, 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 chicka-tinga. She want me to chicka-tinga, 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 chicka-tinga. She want me to chuck say in the morning, chuck say in the evening, sweetness in the night time too. Well, God, I say chicka-tinga, 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 chicka-tinga. She want me to chicka-tinga, 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 chicka-tinga. I tell she I'm a dirty soul. She want me to she tell me people will not know. She want me to roll in the kankala in the place. She want me jump some pots in she waist, Lord. She want me to chicka-tinga, 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 chicka-tinga. She want me to chicka-tinga, 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 chicka-tinga. She want me to chuck say in the morning, chuck say in the evening, sweetness in the night time too, Lord, oh Lord. She want me to last Christmas, also this sweet lady, I decide to tackle she. Last Christmas, a little drink in my head, I say, well, tonight she dead, I was surprised for so, when she say she want to know how long it is, how long it is, how long it is, how long it is. I want to know how long you watching me. I want to know how long you marking me, Candy. How long it is, how long it is. She want to know how long it is, how long before she could tell me yes.
We are very happy today to announce, ladies and gentlemen, that number one on the drinking parade, also known as Alabama Scotch, we call it Babash. Fling the thing. We drinking. I, Dr. Sprang along the Surgeon General, suggest that Babash is very good for your health and for my wealth. Babash we drinking, Babash we drinking, one for we taking, king, in the rokum, in the rokum, only Babash we drinking, and the guys we party. Anything now, the government treated we so bad is pressure. You're in Trinidad, legalize the way to take the money. But when legalize Babash, let we party. When we lime in, when we fatting, when we partying, when we drinking, socializing, politicking, if available, it's plenty trouble.
So remember, from tomorrow, please God, we're going to have a few giveaways. It's good to see some of our listeners, both here and abroad. So you got to get yourself ready. I'll speak to Sharon and Dominic.
If you're thinking,
put something together. And we'll have our giveaways to close off the week just before Christmas.
It's plenty trouble. Get them. Just need them details. Life it thing. Party time.
Whiskey, bring out the beer. Christmas is a time to share. Bring out the Babash, bring out the rum. Santa say today we sung. It's Christmas time and we having fun. So everybody hold up a glass. But when ink we go fire one, we don't intend to let nothing pass. Hey, we drinking anything tonight. Christmas is a happy time. We drinking anything tonight. Christmas is a happy time. Whiskey, brandy, tequila, champagne, vodka, pot. We're drinking that, whiskey, we're drinking that, brandy, we're drinking that, tequila, champagne, vodka, pot. We're drinking that. DJ Bruce Brown.
You hear the best man musically. head bad, and she head gone, and she head nice, and she real tight. So she head bad, and she head gone. Where you tell she, why not you like this? So she tight all night. Tell she, why not you like this? Cause your head bad, and your head gone. Where you tell she, why not you like this? So she tight all night. Tell she, why not you like this? Your head bad, and your head gone. Where you tell she, why not you like this? She come in the party with she head bad. I wonder what she do to get she head so bad. She said she drinking punching with beer, hot fat winding up on her chair. Look, people, them start to stare. Oh lord, oh. The way she whine and getting on bad, crazy like she going mad. She said right now she feel right. I tell she, why not you like this? She tight all night. I tell she, why not you like this? Cause your head bad and your head gone. Well, I tell she, why not you like this? She tight all night. I tell she, why not you like this? With your head bad and your head gone. Well, I tell she, why not you like this? So sweet. Wind up your waist and dance to the beat. I don't want no sorry Lord ginger beer. I ain't drinking them thing this year. This Christmas all I want is a Spanish woman from Barrandes. Digo Martins in a refund. Jonathan from Lopito and Los Bajos. Don Marata, Rampanada, I see her, and I want her, I got to have her, oh yeah. Get down! Yeah!
We're drinking hard.
Everybody here, the way how you like it. And let me go, hey, a woman asked me if I could do something for she. What? Bring a piece of love she wanted for Christmas early. She said she waiting, she hope I can do it today. I tell she I coming, right now I on my way. When I bring the book and I drop it, the woman start to expect, telling me it's not so she wanted. Next time I must have a forget. She holding the book in she hand, she don't want get on the baby. She make me to understand, she don't want get on the baby. It's so she love she forget, she don't want get on the baby. It doesn't make she sleep good in bed, she don't want get on the baby. She's holding on she mind. This is the best time when I bring it back to she. Show it I know yeah on the baby. The woman make me to know she don't want get on the baby. It's an how she looking young so she don't want get on the baby.
A day you promise me, a day you promise me, a day you promise me.
Let me go. Hey, it was Christmas morning, man I hearing her talking, so I start listening to hear what they were saying. And I couldn't take them all, and I opened up my door. What's my neighbor Mary, who living next to me? I say, girl, where you come here for? Where you want? Before I close up my door, she said, man, like your forget already. Let me refresh your memory.
Cindy hire me and the parang want to come by she house the parang class. But when we reach up we realize it didn't pack no instruments in the band class. She says she money done spent already and people waiting all day. All you better jam some music for we all we beating all here today. So me box this man cause they sing for them big boom boom big boom boom big boom. And then we shake come in, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. And when you watch you, shake it, 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 shake it. Oh, that is what she's out. Cause we parangin' with we mouth. Shake it, shake it, shake it, yeah, shake it, shake it, shake it. Come on, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. People get up and start to dance when they hear the music that me singing. Now I start to feel like we get away because this is easy pickings class. Cindy tell me all you just feel on the bright.
So it's about that time. It's about that time.
All you singing up to now I ain't get no.
Hope you enjoyed the music, but right about now it's time for me to get out of here. So the word for today is light. I shine the light of God. Spending time in a communion with God lights my way through life. As I center myself in the divine presence within, my inner landscape becomes bright. With each breath, I am increasingly aglow. The light of God burns steadily within me like a candle with an eternal flame. As I shine my light in the world, I am a voice of clarity and hope in moments of turmoil. I am an expression of comfort and faith, blessing those who struggle. I am faith-filled and confident as I follow my divine guidance. God illuminates my inspiration, imagination, and understanding. Today I make a sacred commitment to let my brilliant light shine wherever I am and wherever I go. I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. John 8:12. So it was a pleasure being in your company. It was a pleasure having you in mind. And I must say, guys, don't remember we have that promotion that's going to start tomorrow, please God. And you got to be ready for that. So, talk to you guys tomorrow, please God. Ciao.
bake the ham, and now do you know why? Tell your granny, put the sorrel in the sun to dry. Make the pastel, bake the ham, and now do you know why? Decoration, celebration, music everywhere. Sing it out loud, hallelujah, Jesus will be here. And I know if he's your main man, then you have no fear. Send your neighbor best of wishes for the coming year. Sha-la-la-la-la, just have a happy day. A happy Christmas day. La-dee-dee-dee.